Good evening. Good evening from Chennai, everyone. Namaste, Vanakkam. Greetings of the day, depending on whichever part of the world you're joining us from. We are your hosts for the evening. I am Sriram, and along with me, I have Kavita. After our grand inaugural and 3 intensive days of myriad emotions, learning, self reflection, mindfulness, and networking, here we are today at the grand, exciting finale of the ICF India Conclave for Growth 2021.
There are some people who live in a dream world, and then there are some who face reality, and then there are those who turn one into the other. This is a favorite quote of mine by Douglas H. Everett. As I introspect, I have been at both these places, but today I can proudly state that I have been privileged and honored to be amongst those who turn dreams into reality.
Okay. Okay, the entire conclave has been fantastic having all of you, our esteemed speakers and participants actively engaging with each other.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us, supporting us, encouraging us to make this conclave a grand success. To move ahead, we would like to invite Ms. Magda Moog, the CEO of International Coaching Federation, who in fact gave us a fabulous session yesterday on coaching to navigate crossroads. Magda, we would be delighted to have you on stage and kindly say a few words.
Well, thank you so much for extending an invitation to me to be with you at this conclave. I had a great fortune of being able to visit India multiple times and being friends and colleagues with many of you at this conclave, and I'm just amazed and quite overwhelmed of how wonderful this event was. It's not easy to organize an event in our current times, and you managed to bring together such an amazing group of speakers, but also clearly attracting so many people in our environment, in our coaching field, to come and be a part of this very successful event. You know, it takes a dreamer, right? Somebody who comes with the idea. It takes a doubter who's like, really? Are we really want to do that? And then it takes such a powerful group of people who will come together and say, yeah, we will do it. We can do it, we will do it. And not only bringing the whole program together, but then executing. And you on screen right now are absolutely the best testament of that. And then everybody who came to be a part. I participated in several sessions, and the engagement of everybody online was just phenomenal. I love all these emoticons going on all the time on the screen, because, you know, if nothing else, that means that people are listening and people are participating. But the chat function was just lighting up all the time at the sessions I participated in, and really, really good questions that I think will help us ponder even further what is the next step for coaching, what is the evolution, what can we bring to our clients and to our member coaches, professional coaches, so they can support their clients in the best way. So it is amazing effort that came to such a fantastic fruition. So my sincere gratitude to the entire team, to Chennai chapter, to whole India participation in this conclave, to all the speakers, and I congratulate you for being a role model now of what is possible. You know, we do say that about ICF. We empower the world through coaching, and this is one of the very beautiful exemplification of that empowerment through coaching, to everybody who participated, everybody who will still see the great material being collected during this event. So with great gratitude, thank you so much, and really congratulations.
Thank you, Magda, for that wonderful words. I'm sure we will try and repeat this again with all your support. Now I would like to call on Vijay Lakshmi, Viji as we call her, Chair of the Conclave and President of the ICF Chennai chapter. Welcome, Viji. Viji,
Will you
you're on
believe?
mute.
Can you hear me now? Okay, so we can't plan anything. I'm convinced about it, right? You plan everything. I had everything planned. Even when the conclave was imagined, I was visualizing this day, right? When we would celebrate at the closing. Everything was visualized in my mind. But for the first time in the whole conclave, my laptop crashed. And it had to crash now, right? So everything that had to go wrong had to go wrong. So now I'm again, kind of getting from bottom up. So whatever now happens, the fact that I can even see myself on screen is a bonus. So I'm just going to decide to just enjoy this next some time. So please bear with me. I'll take a little bit more extra time because there's really stuff that I want to say. Stuff that kind of got put together even as we were going through today, right? So the mind was thinking something, the body was thinking something else, and the team was thinking something else. So I don't know what's going to emerge, but let's just be in the moment and see whatever emerges. So obviously this is a moment of great joy. And I think a couple of us here, and I think the many volunteers sitting out there are probably saying, we can't believe it. Is it really over? I mean, as in like, is it over? So, but my favorite line is, it's never over till it's really over. Okay. So, the party is still going on. But, well, the bittersweet feeling is that it is over, right? All that adrenaline rush and everything else, right? I can see Kavita beaming away there because she and I have been doing crazy things the last couple of nights, right? Speaking at 3 a.m. and 2 a.m. and whatnot. So suddenly tonight, there's going to be nobody to speak to. And many of you there. Arvindan and I have had many, many tiffs. Yeah, many happy moments. So now what are we going to, break our head over? I have no idea, right? And I'm sure our families will see us back. I have like a ton of dishes not done. My house is a complete mess. I don't think you want to even see that. Okay. So that's all the background. Let me now talk a little bit of serious stuff. I do have a presentation. I'm hoping it's going to launch. If it doesn't, well, too bad. Let me see what I can talk to you about, and all of that work will go. But yeah, for another time. So let me try presenting this. And this time I got smarter. I actually decided to present from a PDF, not a PPT. So the last time in the inaugural, I was just looking at myself and talking. And I realized I was so amazingly lost. Let me tell you a bit of a joke, right? So when I went on mute, I heard huge banging on my door at home because my phone was switched off. And, I'd kind of said so much about this event that my family was made to watch this event, right? So I had them hammering on the door saying, hey, you know what, you're on mute. And I wasn't opening the door, I wasn't answering calls, and I was just talking to myself happily. Yeah, so I'm not going to make that mistake this time. So here goes. Can you see my screen? I've shared something. Oh my God, some other document has come. Oops, sorry about that. I mean, I swear that wasn't planned. Okay, just give me one more try. It's here. So that's like a big round of applause that the screen did come up and everything is good. So we're going to rock this. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, ICF India Conclave 2021, truly, something that stands for embodying and celebrating coaching. And this is the focus of my little presentation today. And I'll tell you why. Okay, this is not moving now. So I'm going to talk you through 10 very, very powerful lessons that I learned in the last 3 days. And those of you who've been very, very good students listening to all the sessions, you will connect with us. Okay, and for those who didn't, who bunked and went from session to session, I'll kind of try to give you a context. Okay, so these are 10 things that really touched my heart. I'm sure there are lots more that touched many of your hearts, but these ones touched mine. And I'm going to weave a little story around it to tell you about how each of these, when speakers were talking about this, I felt like they were talking to us. They were talking through the journey that we'd gone through in the last 9 months. Yeah, it's exactly 9 months. 9 months is usually the time to bring a beautiful human being into the world. For a lot of us on the Conclave team, that's how we felt. We started way back last year, and now the baby is finally delivered. First one, vision. This one is from, Nitin and Miles' session. A vision needs to be collectively inspiring and individually meaningful. I take this back to our own chapter, Vision Grow. And I know many of us would be thrilled to see this. This is all where it began. A very powerful vision sometime in November of last year. When Magda said it takes a dreamer. So we were those dreamers. We had nothing in our hand. We didn't even have a charter chapter status or a big bank balance or anything. But we had a ton of desire. I'll come to that in a bit. So this is where it started. Can you see the word grow? Grow coaching, grow coaches, grow community, and grow the chapter. We wanted to do everything aligned to this. And this was probably the seed from where Coaching for Growth emerged in a very, very powerful vision. Equally important from the vision, we picked on 12 things. Yeah, 12 boxes we said we would deliver on. And believe me, it was literally, we were talking through our hat. Okay, I don't know where we had the courage to. Like Magda said, there wasn't a separate dreamer and a doubter. The dreamers were doubting. My God, we've gone and committed all this. What are we going to do? Right? Everything. We didn't even have a website at that point of time. ICF Chennai chapter. So everything had to be built brick by brick by brick. And the big daddy was ICF India Conclave 2021. We were bang in the middle of the pandemic. We had no clue what it was all about. But this was a vision we'd committed to publicly, right? This was a vision that was holding our virtual board, which today, even after 9 months, has not met each other even once face to face, right? And yet we are here with each other, working through the night, ignoring everybody else in the world and trying to make this happen. That is the power of a vision. Let me move to the next one. This was Mr. Sridhar Vembu's session, which I was fortunate to host. It's not about writing the code. It is about writing the code. It's not just running code. We had to shift our mindset from guys who would say, okay, this is how chapters are run. This is what we do. This is what things happen, to the guys who had to write the code. Because there was no code available to run, right? Because we were talking about a conclave that, we were doing after a break of, I think, 3 years. And we had to completely reimagine it because of the pandemic. So we had no benchmarks to look back to. So we said, okay, let's write our own code. And we jumped into that. Slide 3, the desire to be your best, a burning desire, right? Again, Mr. Sridhar Vembu's session. It was a burning desire. Yeah, we were a small chapter in India, where coaching is not so developed as in many other parts of the world. It's just picking up. But there was a burning desire to want to be the best. Best, not externally. I remember Nitin's talk, he was talking about paradoxes. How being the best for yourself can be balanced with being the best outside. And we were trying to do just that. We weren't benchmarking, we weren't comparing, but we just had that burning desire to be the best. And we wanted this conclave to be the best. Which session is this from? Any guesses? Another one of my favorites, I got lucky to host. Foresight. Damian and David Peterson. We needed foresight. Clearly seeing beyond our old habits, assumptions, and beliefs. Why did we need foresight? Because if we had, I think, gone the easy path, gone the time-tested path of doing a small little conference, a conclave, we would have done it. Yeah, maybe 100 people would have come. And today somebody was talking about creating ripples. I don't think the ripples would have happened, right? Today something magical has happened. It took foresight. And I remember David spoke about this, saying foresight is not necessarily just looking around the corner. It's taking the help of a friend. It's looking over the wall. We did all that. Remember, we had zero experience in organizing a virtual conclave. None of us. Not one of us in the team. So we said we would just turn that on the head. And that's where the next one came. Opportunities. Opportunities arise during paradigm shifts. So what we thought was our handicap, that, oh my God, we can't do a physical conference. It's not going to be possible to engage people. People are going to go away. We're not going to have the real touchy-feely thing. People are not going to be able to network. I mean, where's the joy? How is this different from Zoom webinars? Not possible, right? But we had no choice. So initially we kept thinking we were working to a handicap. So we kept reducing our aspirations, right? We kept sort of bringing it down and down. That's when we said, this is an opportunity. This is a huge opportunity to get the best speakers in the world. Yeah. I mean, Magda is here. It would have been so hard otherwise to, actually get people like Magda. I'm just saying geographical pandemic restrictions, right? Nobody could travel. We could get the best. I mean, we've had speakers from New Zealand and California, and of course, from all parts of India, Canada, name it. And I think people are there from 20 countries. So opportunities are truly arise during paradigm shifts. Very important in coaching for us to embrace these paradigm shifts and not run away from them. Point 6, we are interconnected systemically in more ways than we think. Indeed, we are. And I know this thing came up. This is not my statement. This is Joel Lee's statement in today's conflict coaching session. We are connected in more ways than we think. But we put our imaginary walls. We put our imaginary boundaries. And I spoke about this in the inaugural. We really wanted this conclave to be a systemic opportunity to connect the whole ecosystem. And that meant starting with us. This was something we did. Wasn't easy, simply because, we are not intact teams in that sense. But still, can we still collaborate? Can we still work towards a greater cause? Can we still make it fun? So much so that at some points of time, we were interacting more with people from other chapters, friends now, than with our own. We draw our own boundaries sometimes, right? It's very important to think systemic for the larger cause. Slide 7, enabling genius from Miles Downey's session. When work and life have meaning, magic can happen. Initially, this conclave seemed like an external variable, something we cognitively wanted to do because we had committed and we had to do it. But when we took the topic of our conclave, what we wanted to do, the whole thing about growth, at some point of time, I think by March, April, May, we started breathing and living this conclave. Yeah, there was a deeper sense of meaning that none of us could articulate. We knew something big was going to happen. The butterfly was going to happen. But at that point, we didn't know. We just felt a sense of meaning. And truly, the magic that we are all experiencing today, I think, is about enabling that genius in each of us. Otherwise, it's impossible to do something like this with a bunch of volunteer leaders who do this beyond their day job. Point 8, Dr. Shri Kumar Rao. The journey is ultimately all that matters. You can take goals, but you can't do anything about achieving or not achieving it. It's not in your hands. But what is in your hands is the journey, and it matters. It really matters. So while we took this audacious goal, 1,000 delegates, and that sounds ridiculous, right? Because in the early days, we weren't even touching 50. We had all sorts of challenges, right? And this is true because this is a pandemic time. Your regular sponsors were not there, right? Everybody was fighting battles. And the biggest of it all was the second wave. Do you know we postponed the date of this conclave 3 times? From June, it became July, it became August. Why? Because the external variable of the second wave decided to jump on us. The sensible thing to do would have been to drop the conclave. Yes? Sensible, safe, non-risky thing to do. Nobody would have asked us anything. Everyone would have understood, right? Because here we were dealing with a humanitarian, human challenge. Nobody would come and say, hey, why didn't you deliver on the conclave? But by then, we were breathing it. It was too personal. It was something that had just got into our system. So we said, let us not be bothered about the results. It's okay even if just 200 people come. It's okay if we don't make a single rupee as profit from this conclave. Our motive is not commercial. Our motive is to create coaching awareness in this subcontinent and in the region. We had to take coaching to the world outside. So when we stopped looking at the goalpost in a negative kind of way, in an obsessive kind of way, we truly began to enjoy our journey. Our meetings became fun. There was one of our teams that I think for the team that organized, and I can talk about it because I was an active part of that team, would meet every Sunday for the last 6 months. Every Sunday, 2 hours. So much so that I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to have severe withdrawal symptoms. I hope that the team will consent and meet for some time tomorrow just so that we are all feeling, okay, life has not changed too much. Every Sunday, right? And nobody would complain. Of course, we would jokingly complain. I know we would eat into Arvindan's dinner time most of the time, right? And Arvindan would be so smart, he would turn off the video and eat his food. So we had all that fun. The journey is ultimately what matters. We've lost volunteers along the way, right? Because these are difficult times. People who've lost family, people who've gone through personal situations, people who've had health issues. But you know what? Everyone has been wishing us well. So at one point of time, we were down by a man count of 50%, man and woman count. Did we give up? No, we didn't, because the journey was all that mattered. So we just got a little smarter, and we got a little, like Kabir Bhavikate said yesterday, right? We were feeling supple and in the zone. So what was there to lose? And when you do that, mind you, this is an internal thing which we still can't believe. We crossed our 1,000 registrations and we are at 1,300 or something. Give me a big round of applause for that. because we stop bothering about the number. When the journey is all that matters, the goal is bound to happen. And we see that in coaching, don't we? My last 2 slides. Learning and growth is the greatest gift. And learn, did we? Grow, did we? Absolutely. Every growth was not joyous. There were moments I wanted to give up. I said, it ain't worth it, man. This is not worth my anything. But many times in life, you make those choices. We probably do this once in a lifetime. Maybe we'll do it in another situation, another context, another team. But with this team, with this group of people, with this time and place, we'll do it only once. And that's all that matters. The growth was painful. Felt towel session. Growth is never easy. It pushes you, right? But it's still the greatest gift. My last one, but not the least, gratitude and celebration. Would we change this for anything? Of course, there are lessons from everything, right? But would we trade this for anything? Would we do a rain check on this saying, suppose I took you back 6 months in time, and we said, okay, now you can go back, right? You can opt out. Would we change this for anything? I don't think so. Because there is a deep sense of gratitude each of us have felt in this. Our WhatsApp groups have been buzzing. So much so, I'm great at WhatsApp. I have not been able to keep pace. The celebratory mood had started on day 1, not after we finished the sessions, right? That group is just buzzing. So people were celebrating even before we had achieved our, results. That comes because of gratitude. Because you're so grateful for this process and what it's offering you, that celebration will automatically happen. So ladies and gentlemen, this is my 10-point summary from whatever I picked up in this conclave as an audience, as part of it. And each of it spoke to us. I couldn't process it till now. But now I've been able to put some clarity to it. And I would love to hear from all of you a little later into the session. I know I've taken a little extra time. Kavita, please grant me that extra time. But I think it was important to say this because these were the real learnings, right? Apart from all the sessions and everything else that happened. So, and this is the essence of coaching, right? In the conclave, we realized coaching is not just a profession or a job. It's a way of being. It's the way of showing up in the world. It's what you can rely on when life throws lemons at you. We go and make conclaves. Yeah. So this has been an embodiment of what coaching is. And this is my appeal to everyone here. Let coaching, whether you're a client or a coach or a sponsor or anyone, let all this magic happen through coaching because it is possible. If a bunch of coaches can do this and go through this, I think this is possible. So that's really what I wanted to say in my first segment here. Before I go into, I do have a round of thank yous, and I'm going to talk about that first. I also know there was a request to see that video that we played in the launch event, right? But I think we are getting a little over on time. So if time is there, we will definitely bring it up and play it for you. Now's my round of doing the thank yous. And these are not thank yous that are lip service. Every person here is a hero. So much so, right? This whole team of how many ever, 30, 40 people have never met each other. Right? And miraculously, everything is happening. Nobody has a line of sight. If you ask me, is everything in place? I can just say that I think everything is in place, but I don't have anything, right? Which is physically, you'll never find in a corporate environment. You have everything in place. You have checklists. You have physical contact. So some of our volunteers are not even based in Chennai, like I said. And even if we are, we haven't met each other. So gratitude to each one of these people. And I am going to read out names: Aniruddha, Annadurai, Aravindan, Anuradha, Bhaskaran, Maheshwaran, Ashwin, Ashok, Arvind. Bhaskar, PMC, Dr. Winston, Gauri, Haripriya, Lata, Kulshum, Kriti, and Kavita. Natrajan, Pramod, Priya, Raj, Ramya, Shiva, Shanti, Mani, and Krishnan. Shripad, Saundarya, Shriram, Srinath, Subha, yours truly, Vasudev, Uday, and Shram. Nasar, Prakash, Kiran, Nikhil, Priya, Ravi Panikar, Kiriti Sen, Jai Shri, Amit. Saurav, Suresh, Vidhi, MG, Badri, Vikram, Jayashri, Tanmay, Subhash, and Aparna. Okay, I'm losing a couple of the names. So Kavita, could you unmute yourself and help me with the bottom row? I can see Sabari, I can see Sneha, Rahul, Priyanka, Mansi, Guganesh, Abhishek, and Akarsham. And most of you would have realized many of these people are our partner teams. But you know, the last 3 days, we've been one team. So it doesn't really make a difference to us, right? And that is the beauty. Today we spoke about it in Professor Clutterbuck's session, saying, how can a team come together? Teams can come together just like that. And I feel we know many of these rock stars here who've managed to keep our sessions going. The Pixelate team, the amazing Pixelate team, Deep, Bisham, Hari, Ashwin, Fatima, Jyotika, and others. And Faustino, Hemalata, Surya, Kavita. I think that's, could you read out the name, please? Kovindan and, sorry, Kavita? Who's next to Kovindan?
I guess Raj.
Okay, sorry about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the rocking team that has really toiled day and night to make this possible. And I know if there are any others, you know, in the culture from which I come, we say a prayer where we say, if there is anything that has been left out or anything that has been incomplete, we take forgiveness from the Lord. So I do that. If there are any mistakes, it's completely our bad, blame it on the stress. But we really hope we've got all of you here, because each one of you is a rock star. And I really mean it. There are some of our other rock stars here, which are our amazing partners and sponsors who backed us in more ways than one. Specifically, I'd like to call out our sponsors, gold sponsors, BMC and Saint Gobain, silver sponsors Regal and Simply Coach, Coach Friends of the Conclave, Jaya, Orenda, and Ujwal Butch. And of course, a whole load of our partners who just collaborated with us in the larger spirit of taking this coaching conclave to many more people beyond coaches. The Pixelate, Airmeet, NHRD, Thomas, Coaching Tools Company, Simply Coach, Coaches for You, and Trainers Forum. Thank you so much. At this stage, I want to invite somebody very special on stage, who's on stage, but imagine that he's walking to the stage. And we had drum roll and all that, who has been a rock and an anchor of this entire conclave, our conclave director, Dr. Aravindan Raghavan. Aravindan, this is really your moment. And I'd like you, oh my God, look at all those claps going up for you, Aravindan. You totally deserve it. Please share whatever you're feeling at this point of time.
Yeah, thanks, Vijay. You are the captain of the ship. You led the team very well. You transferred the energy to all of us. We all become a tribe, correct? That's the right story. But I want to just start the story of mine in this conclave in a different note. I'm actually working in a very big corporate in a Biocon group in Bangalore. I'm a corporate leader working in the CEO office, and I'm a busy man. Okay, work for almost 10 hours a day. But this commitment, which I had given to Vijay, I stood strong for various reasons. So one of the reason is that I am into the mastery journey from PCC to MCC. I'm almost there. So one of the thing I realized that before somebody sees me as a mastery, what is that level we need to perform to actually being there? And I had a coach in McKenzie as well as Cindy who always taught me how to keep always yourself half full at any point of time so that you can continuously learn something and start filling it. And I went and did a research on mastery. It always says that mastery is all about curious to learn. And in my first meeting, I actually told to the launch event, if I still remember the secretariat first meeting where we launched this whole program, I actually told this is going to be a global event. So we were absolutely clear on that. And I also told that I normally do good when I don't know anything about it. So exactly, I was in that situation where I was not knowing anything about it. I just told that I always do good whenever I don't know anything about it. And I follow a very strong 5P principle and 3C principles. I would say 3Cs and 5Ps. First one is a purpose. So I try to see a long sight. I always choose a career where I could see next 10 years, which is going to be very going to be growing very well in India or globally. I could see this in the 2005 when I went to the Lean Six Sigma profession. Still, I am the master black belt, and I've been able to serve the various organizations to transform the company. So the purpose, I could see that coaching is going to be the future. And when I went and saw all the competencies and attributes, I'm almost doing 15 years that job. So it's more of credential now. So I could see there is a purpose. So yeah, I can do this. It's important to learn. Then I went to the principles, the second P. The principle is all about taking a challenge and then applying your maybe whatever I have the skills of excellence principles. And that was one of the choice Vijay would have taken as an important component, where I have done a lot of programs in my organization. According to me, this program is one of the smallest program I have done in my career. So think about how much big programs I would have launched in my global organizations I worked for. The only challenge here was the people who are not employees of the company. It's a volunteer group. But as such, this program is very simple, except for Vijay took the whole effort of bringing the speakers. That was the biggest challenge. The other third P is actually passion. So I always take up something which is very passionate or very something which comes to me easily, and I put a passion in that. And this program was such a way that it's going to be making a difference for the Chennai chapter. And I could see that almost all the people in Chennai chapter and secretary team were almost like a tribe, having the same passion to do something and excel. So that also actually triggered me to drive this. And the fourth P is always I look for perseverance. So everybody who worked with me would have sensed that that if I start something, I ensure it's ending. And also I also know the means of the results. So I exactly know what I'm doing, and I try to achieve that at any cost. I could see that in Vijay, and I could see a lot of members in my team understanding that and then working with me. The final P is performance. I'm always telling Vijay that we can easily pull it off. At many cases, we had a discussion what to do, how to do. When many people got actually not well, I say that we can pull it off. And to be frank, last 3 days of even almost 5 days, I'm more relaxed, and I was very clear that the process is set and it will follow very smoothly, and people are trained. So a lot of good friends I made, a lot of people, tribes we got into who are same thought process, elders on same age as well as young people. And the 3Cs which I felt was very important for this was commitment, competence, and confidence. I personally feel that, I think this is connections we can also add with the ICF website connections. So I personally feel this has enhanced me in this conclave. And if I had to go back to the definition of coaching, on the very important statement is unlocking the potential, maximum potential. That's the half full glass. You always keep the half full. And the mastery is all about you grow, step by step, you are growing. And if everybody is reading a book called Mastery from George Leonard, you will see that there is a mastery curve which actually slightly grows, but always grows. And the definition of coaching is to maximize your personal and professional growth by unlocking your potential. So for me, this event is one of the event where I could test myself, and I could actually measure myself whether I am in the right place of growth to the mastery, which will happen maybe in a few months' time. But I will also say that I have acquired the skills of managing a complex project like this through the volunteer leadership. And one of my MBTI assessment showed that I'm not good in social networking. So I just took this as an important improvement plan for that, and go back and tell to my managers and leaders that I've done this. I thank all of you who supported me. And one of the important thing I always think that if we can manage everything with the standard time of the activity, which the activity worth to be done, I think we'll have plenty of time to work for many activities. Sometimes we waste activities by just talking or by not planning properly. But I think this conclave tells us that if you just plan the activity at the standard time, even with 10 hours or 5 hours or 8 hours, we can be able to do 8 hours job in 8 minutes. With that, I just want to thank Magda Mook, who's here to actually be part of this closing ceremony. And I'm going to thank all of you here who actually contributed a lot, and look forward for the future conclaves of India, where I'm ready to serve even globally as well as locally to any other chapters. Thanks to all of you. Over to you, Vijay.
Thank you, Aravindan. I'm just so happy that you, like Phil Towle said, right? You own the moment, shone the light. Beautiful. And I would love for everyone else to come and talk here, but I'm mindful that we have a tight agenda, and having fun is also part of the agenda. So don't think your learning is over till you actually participate in the fun that's going to happen. But a little while more between us and the fun, okay? Just a few more things that we need to do. Now, if this conclave, we had the hardware, right? Where was the software? Okay, the system is there, everything is there, design is there, all that is there. Who's going to come and speak? And I tell you, this conclave has been co-created by every speaker who sort of, put their heart and soul into bringing out the best. I mean, not just coming and talking, planning session, pre-planning session, and across time zones, right? There was one situation where we had to catch California, New Zealand, and something else. There was only one time slot that was working. So we worked around. I mean, when I see I'm talking for the speakers. It's been just amazing. And so many speakers were not coaches who still said, I will come into this audience and, share my wisdom, share my gift, right? So here is a big salute to every speaker. And I know a few of the speakers, you didn't know us, you didn't know me, you didn't know anyone, you didn't know ICF Chennai, but you just believed our vision and you said, I will be there. So I can't tell you how much this means to us. And, you could have seen the commitment that the speakers were having. I mean, literally, some of them were speaking at midnight and ridiculous times. We tried our best to be empathetic, but, we couldn't. We slipped up a few times. So here is a lovely video. Vikram, if you're ready, it's just going to take 3 minutes. But I would invite all of you to just soak it in, because I know there's not even one person here who would have attended all the sessions. It's physically impossible. But don't you want to know who these rock stars were? Vikram, may we have the video, please? I still can't believe it. 83 speakers, 43 sessions, and 3 days of crazy fun. And I want to just show you one last thing. Just give me one minute. I've got to show this to you. So we got to be very honest, right? So were we sure we'd have these 83 and this 43 and all that, big stats? All we had was this a few months ago. Secretariat kickoff meeting, 27th January. There is that completely, what do I say? Totally spaced out looking session planning and speakers team. What were we thinking then? Is 83 would be there? I mean, we weren't even thinking of 3. And then we had some complicated Excel charts and, weightages and analysis and, oh my God. I mean, it was quite wild, okay? So, see how inspiring the team looks, no? I mean, now we are talking all this stuff, but that was our state in January and February, okay? And this is the more state of us. We had some nice PPTs and all, I must tell you, very grand looking and colorful and, all that stuff. But look at those faces, no? Totally looking, I don't know, they're just staring away into something and putting some criterion and all that, right? About how to select a speaker, what will be the weightage, all sorts of things. And then there are some of our volunteers. I was making this presentation, my computer hung. I promise you we'll have another catch up about the behind the scenes where we'll share stories and all that. But this is a glimpse of that. Each one, in their own, totally looking stressed out, passionate, whatever you want to mix it, right? This is the real stuff that happens behind all that glam on the conclave. So on that note, I just want to stop my presentation and whatever I was sharing. And yeah, I think that's all we really wanted to say. We want to have about 5 minutes of a little bit of an open mic. If there is anyone at all, especially somebody who has never experienced coaching before, if you want to share anything about the conclave, or if any one of our speakers, of course, Magda spoke, but if any one of our speakers here, if you could please raise your hand, we'd love to hear just a quick word from you, so that it's not all, sharing from this side. Anyone at all, please raise your hands. We would love to hear you. Yeah, Hariharan, I'm bringing you on stage. Can somebody bring Hariharan on stage? I'm not a host. Kavita, you'll have to do it. Hariharan, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you all hear me?
Very well.
Hi, namaskaram. Vijay, thank you very much. So I must give you a small story. In the end of 2017, when I was considering coaching training, I met Vijay in Sangeeta. I didn't know her. I just picked it up from the ICF website, and I called her. And it was grateful of her. She walked up, and then we met in Sangeeta, and she didn't have anything. She was on diet those days. and shamelessly I had coffee. And trust me, I took coaching thanks to her. And after about 3.5 years, and about I've done about 150 hours of coaching with a full-time job, and would be ACC in some time. I must tell you, I wrote a quote today to Jaya. She mentored me for the ACC. Somebody became an MCC today, so I wrote, "I'm on my way. Count next 1,000 days."
Wow.
So trust me, that is frankly due to some of the sessions I have attended, and I will see all the recordings. I must say, Dr. Arvind Agarwal, who selected me in Xerox, he was there yesterday. What he have done is pure leadership through quality effort, 100% perfect, and what you have done is amazing. And in all my entire corporate life, I've not seen something so precise, and that has come purely by voluntary effort. I think big kudos to you, Dr. Arvindan, and the whole team. I think amazing, and I really loved it. Thank you.
Thank you, Hariharan. Thank you so much. Kavita, could you bring Govindraj on screen?
Vikram is helping out, Viji. Vikram?
Okay. Govind?
There he is.
Hi, Govind.
Hi Vijay, how are you?
All great. And you?
I'm good, thank you. I would like to congratulate all of you. First, this is the first time I'm attending the coaching session. Okay, I'm new to this area, and Subhash forwarded me this invite to attend. It was a great experience, great learning for me, and thank you to all of you for a present. The 3 days are outstanding, believe me. Okay, and I'm going to spread this word. Okay, Chennai Conclave was one of the greatest success. I'm an agile coach. I attended many conferences, and this is the first conference where 83 speakers were there. Okay, that's a very big achievement, believe me. And thank you, and all the best to every miss each and every coach. Thank you, guys.
Good luck to you, Govindraj.
Thank you.
More power to coaching. Awesome. Do we have any speakers here? Anyone who's joined us today for the closing? I know we didn't send you separate invitations. Please pardon us. Yeah, Haripriya is here. Go on, Haripriya.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Haripriya.
Well, hello. ICF Conclave is not an event, by the way. It's just an experience for me, okay? It's been fantastic, and I'm going to watch all the replays, sit back, relax with a cup of coffee. I'm going to make notes of every session, and I'm going to... It's fantastic, I must say. And kudos to everyone. Kudos to everyone. A brilliant experience, and I've always been in multiple conclaves, but this has been one of its kind and awesome, truly amazing. And like Vijay, you were mentioning, we never met. I don't even know many people I've never met, but we've been together in this. So much of calls, so many. It's fantastic, I must say. Kudos to everyone, and let's plan another one soon.
Absolutely. We'll pass very soon in Hyderabad. We will all come to volunteer for you.
Yes, absolutely. Good job,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Haripriya.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, I don't see anyone else who's raised hand. So I think, yes, let's then bring this, I don't know. Okay, there's Magesh. Magesh is from Doha. Oh, absolutely. Magesh, please join us.
Hi, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everybody. I'm really pleased to see you all in this forum. And this is my first experience, having what do you call, I know, I'm actually lost of words, I'm so enthusiastic. Actually, here I need to thank Mr. Annadurai. He was the one who actually referred me to this forum. And for me, coaching, actually, I'm not aware of it, frankly speaking, or in a professional way, But this has given me an opportunity, what to say, great session, to interact with many people. And yes, of course, I had a session had a chance to talk with one of the coaches, coach,
Coaches.
sorry. Yeah, coaches. I'm so thrilled. So I'm losing my words. And it's really a thrilling moment. And thank you so much for this opportunity. And I hope to see so many sessions coming up and me getting involved with full involvement and become a part of the big team, of yours.
Wonderful. May you embrace coaching. Thank you, Magesh. Can we have Samira? Samira has always been a friend. Samira came for a webinar to our chapter, and it is so amazing how the ICF system facilitates these friendships.
That's true. Yeah, that's so true. Thank you so much. I would say when Claire told us that, oh, we are sponsoring this, so I am part of Coach Me, which is Beckett McEnroy, right? And my first thing was, oh, the very organized team, because we always benchmark you with all other ICF chapters that we work with, and you guys bring it from here. That's what I can say. Yeah, so thank you very much. My colleague was here and said, hey, Samira, you kind of look so blended here. I said, yes, I feel rooted. So thank you so much. Shukran. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Samira. Thank you so much. I think we'll do one more. I think Uday is here. Uday is, of course, an integral part of our organizing team. So, oh, Phil Towel is also here and Nazeen is here. Okay, I think we'll extend this a little bit, folks, if you just mind, because we'll never get these moments again. Yes, Uday.
I better seize this now. It's carpe diem. Well, Vijay, you've exemplified, personalized, to the extent that I said the first day before the start of the conclave, that you embody not just a coaching mindset, but level 5 leadership. One of my favorite authors, Jim Collins, who brought that paradoxical leadership matrix of professional will with personal humility. Very tough. In the environment that we are living today, in the pandemic scenario that we are experiencing today. But you are relentless, you are tireless, and that boundless, unbridled energy took us all in the tsunami wave of hope, optimism, confidence, and whatnot. I personally learned a lot. More than that, I do admit, without any shame and qualms, I unlearned quite a lot too. Technology challenges for me was something which I was grappling with, and I'm reasonably over it. But I would also say this particular conclave has been full of possibilities which became more and more expansive as the days went by. One, it expanded possibilities of learning and growth for every single person. That's why this conclave, who attended either the entire set of sessions or pieces of this. And it has influenced definitely, potentially, large numbers to thousands and possibly millions. We don't even know. We are not aware at this point of time. We are blissfully unaware, but that bliss of ignorance is good because we have expanded possibilities. Second, you, in your leadership style, Vijay, I was telling Priya today morning after the session, Nathan, I've seen clones of Vijay not just emerging, but also breaking ceilings. Within this design, preparation, and execution of this conclave. Kavita, Priya, Ram, I can go on. I don't want to miss out any names by trying to be exhaustive in this process, but just illustrative. I've seen that happening every other time and how people looked at it. And Peter Senge said, shared leadership, and that was very much in evidence. And you demonstrated that. It was not only you demonstrated, others picked it up. Several others picked it up. And I have no qualms to say, I picked it up from you too. I'm senior to you by age. I'm senior to you by, the alma mater we belong to. But I believe the evolution that you've been through and the experience that you've been through, the authenticity you brought in, rubbed off on me, rubbed off on others, and absolutely it was ramping up. Today, if you're sitting and talking about this, it's not just nostalgia of 6 months' work, but being in the present, I would say, the here and now has brought in many more possibilities of growth. Shared leadership, unified vision, and we had a share of fights with you know that. We had a share of dissensions, you know that. And of course, in the strategic planning group and speakers would know that. But those fights were very constructive. Perhaps there were tears behind you which you hid away from us. Hey, where am I going? What's this crossroad all about? But to me, the moment of reckoning was each time the constructive fights were really meaningful. I remember Shanti and I remember Kulshum in one of the fight scenes being quiet. I learned a lot. Very passively they said that, but that meant a lot to me and you perhaps too. I can go on for the whole evening, but I reserve my comments and appreciation for a later day. But all said and done, this has been a conclave of finesse. This has been a conclave of largesse. This has been a conclave of absolute, real soul touching for the speakers, for the delegates, and Magda is here. Magda is here from ICF, gracious enough. And there are 7 speakers who went and read by. I've been a host, I've been a moderator in some of the sessions. That's a minuscule part of the learning, but I've been through other sessions as much as possible. They walked away with learning, they admitted that. Wasn't that authenticity in all its classic forms? Yes, undoubtedly yes. Wasn't authenticity and simplicity and humility exhibited by all the 40 odd secretariat members? It was absolutely so. Walking the talk on the ramp, feet on the ground, eyes on the sky. That's one of my favorite quotes I put in one of my books. Feet on the ground, eyes on the sky. We stood by it. Today, when Nathan concluded that session which I hosted, he said, speak up, speed up, shake up, stand up. I think we all did that. We all danced through all the fights and the fun that we had. The dance is on. And what has happened is ICF Chennai chapter, along with the ICF other chapters, have expanded the boundaries, questioned the boundaries many a time, and actually let loose love and camaraderie. That's like that slogan goes, when it's love, let it loose, let it fly around. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it wasn't anyway yours. But I think today morning I spoke to Priya in one of the sessions, it's about no resistance. No, there was resistance, obviously, from other quarters, within us, all that. But the more we resist, the more it persists. The more we let go, that will transform. And that's just all. To me, I sum it up saying that hats off to you, Vijay. I don my cap to you and all the other co-learners with me, not just as delegates, but also the committee, various committees in action. Tonight I'm going to sleep and say tomorrow I don't have the IPL match to see. There's a lot. I'm 2 months of IPL and then it goes off. 6 months of conclave work, speed work, background work, spade work. What am I going to do tomorrow? I'm going to scratch and I might call you up, Vijay, say, hey, what's happened? Arvind, where's that meeting? Invite Arvind. Well, I'm so energized. Thank you for all the growth that you allowed me to consume along with you. It's been a splendid sense of co-creation. Hats off.
And that's our Shakespeare of Chennai Charter chapter.
Thank you. We will take this offline. Can we just have Nazeen and then Phil? And I think after that, we will close this part. Nazeen, are you there from Cochin?
Yes, I'm there. I don't know how to access this. This is a new platform for me.
Yeah, but we can hear you.
Oh, okay. That's great. Okay. Thank you, Vijay, Coach Vijay. I can call you that, right? Coach Vijay, yeah, thank you for this opportunity because I have from Cochin and I did the ICF coaching, the initial stages from Bangalore. And I was looking for an opening to get an interaction and you came up with this and thank you so much. And what more to say? There was a lot of information sharing and all 3 days was awesome. And thank you for the recordings also, so we can go through all the sessions, and that's for 30 days. That's a bank.
30 days you can view it, yeah.
So that's, you can, at your pace, you can sit and watch and learn everything. So yeah, thank you so much. And just try to come on video. Yeah, okay. Right. Hi, hello. Yeah, it was nice. So it's raining out here in Cochin. So just get back because the power is, Okay then, have a nice day. Yeah.
Thank you, Nazeen. Let's meet soon. And last but not the least is Phil. Phil, thank you so much for joining us again. Can we have Phil on?
Vijay and everybody. Vijay, first of all, this has been such a magnificent conclave. And I'm so grateful to be included. I can go to bed. One of the things that probably I struggle with as a human being the most is the fear of that we will not come together as a human race. This conclave proves without a doubt that we are doing that. We are going to save our human race with this kind of experience where we all come together the way we've come together. And thank you so much for including me. I'll see you later. Everybody have a great life going forward. Hope I see you again. Thank you.
Absolutely, Phil. And, I cannot tell you how moved I was when, so Phil was the celebrity coach, and absolutely we didn't know him. With such humility, he just said, I'll do it. And what he said is right. We place so much less value on the spirit of humanity. And I must tell you something else that brings tears to my eyes even when I think. We had a concept of a pro bono ticket and a full price ticket for the conclave, hoping, and I had people who told me, don't do that. Nobody will buy your full price ticket. I said, no, we will still offer it. Let's trust people to be just, do the right thing. And you won't believe it, 50% of our tickets were full price tickets, and not just coaches. And our free tickets was less than 10%. Nobody took it. Now, if we don't trust humanity to do the right thing, we would be doing all the wrong decisions. And there are people who bought tickets for others. They gifted tickets to strangers they didn't know. The human race is amazing, and let's kind of trust that. I feel so proud of it. For all of you who did that, right? Hats off, honestly. So on that note, should we just open the celebrations? Arvindan, Kavita, are you all ready?
Yeah. We have one thing to do before we move on, right?
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah. So as I was thinking, we went through the entire journey. You talked about your presentations, summarized what you learned from the sessions today. We all talked about how the entire journey has been. We even invited some of the participants to come on stage, some of the speakers. So I must say that it's made me really nostalgic. But then I guess it is time for us to move on. So may I request Priya Sharma Sheikh to kindly present herself, please?
How did I miss that? Okay. The most important thing, because I think now if we don't do what we need to, I think we're going to be in trouble. I think our families will disown us for sure, right? Hey, Priya.
Hi. You guys, what a show. What a team from the start to the finish line. Unbridled energy, unbridled passion and love. I don't know what all happened behind the scenes. I don't even want to know what happens. What matters is what was in front, and it all showed so beautifully in these past 3 and 1/4 days, shall I say. That evening also mattered. So much love for all of you. I've gotten to know so many of you in little ways. Little stories, little interactions with each of you have just shown what character, what beautiful souls, all of you are in the organizing team. So hats off to you. And this is such a big, I think, benchmark that you all have created. And I thank you for calling me on this, Kavita, because, we're going to take the baton from here.
Yes, which is why I said we're waiting.
Oh my God.
We are handing it over.
Such big shoes to fill. So the Mumbai team, and I was telling Kavita and all today that, whoever is part of our Mumbai team, in addition, all of you are going to be working with us too, because y'all know how to do this really well by now. So thank you so much for everything. And it's been a phenomenal show, and in every way possible. Thank you. God bless the team.
All the best, Priya. As Mumbai, is going to just make it bigger, better, and I think more impactful. We've got your back, right?
Thank you.
We are with you, and we will create something even more magical.
Thank you very much.
And Priya, I'll hand over that project management sheet to you when you saw that first time.
Priya, you go a little crazy.
Thank you.
You find somebody else to pass it on to.
Overwhelmed. The word is overwhelmed. The Mumbai team is going to take a masterclass from all of you.
From Aravindan.
I'm just going to interlude here and say, Priya, if you're going to use Mr. Aravindan's help, Dr. Aravindan's help, be ready to make a huge amount of presentations, PPT slides with various colors in it.
Okay. Thank you for the tips, Sriram. I am so prepared. I'm getting so excited. We like to roll up our sleeves and get straight into the trenches.
All the very
In
best.
fact, we have our MC meeting in the coming week, and this. What are we going to do, guys? Let's get cracking. All right. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Love you guys. God bless. And let the party begin. Everyone's waiting.
Yes, I know everyone's waiting.
Bye-bye.
One last thing though, delegates and everyone who's participated, you will get a goodie bag, but in a few days. Okay, please give us some time to put it all together. It will of course be virtual, but it will be a very nice bag. Are we ready to move? Can the party
Yes,
begin?
we are busy. It's been the serious part of the day is over. Now we're back. It's Saturday night. Let's put our hairs down. Let's party. For those of you who were here yesterday for the Fundas, Nabroon needs no introduction. For all the others,
Hi.
Nabroon is going to take over this night. Nabroon. What do I talk about Nabroon? A multi-talented artist. He's a singer, dancer, MC, DJ, actor, journalist.
I can't dance to save my life.
I have no idea. The only thing missing from his profile is probably coaching, which I'm sure we'll drag him into quite soon. So,
easy coaching matter.
Some of his accolades, he's recorded music with directors like A.R. Rahman, Deva, Vidya Sagar. He was the first RJ for Radio Mirchi 98.3 FM when it launched in Chennai. He's acted in movies like Yuva, which was done by Mani Ratnam sir, and he's also acted in an upcoming movie called Sarvar Sundaram. That's a small bit about Nabroon. Nabroon, the stage is all yours. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you, Sriram. Thank you. Yeah. Right, ICF. So enough of talking. Let's party. Okay, everybody, put on your headphones. Get your speakers out there. So we're going to have some rollicking time. And any songs you want, any special songs you folks want to listen to, just type it on the chat there. And if we have it, we'd love to play it for you. So, are we ready? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So let's have that light off. And yes, let's party! And joining me is Vishaka in the house. Woo!
दरवाजे को कुंडी मारो कोई न बच के जाने पाए डीजे को सुझा दो म्यूजिक गलती से भी रुक न जाए धड़ा जो फील करे वो जाके दो रेड बुल गदगले जिसको डांस नहीं करना वो जाके अपनी भैंस चराए
आज की रात है कल से वही से पे है जी भर के नाच लो ना घर वाले ना मापे हैं सब पे अपना राज है करने की क्या बात है ये तो बस शुरुआत है ये तो बस बात है
अरे अभी तो पार्टी शुरू हुई है